Hello everyone, it's Sal, Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. I hope you're all doing good. Hope you're all doing fine. Welcome aboard, guys. I hope everyone is blessed and having a fantastic Thursday, guys. I certainly am. I'm having a great day. I don't know about you, but anyway, life is great, isn't it? Life is great. You know, smile while you still have teeth. That's what they say. And that's what it's all about. Do you know what I mean? Wastemans will fall. And that's what life is about, guys. In it, at the end of the day, winners will thrive. And guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you all because you are all winners, guys. Absolutely. And it's really good to see you here. Let's get straight into the news, guys. Let's get straight into the takeover. Is it kerfuffle? Is it kerfuffle? The takeover drama. Of course, there was that tweet sent earlier today about, Man United potentially being for sale. Now, look, there has been a lot of doubt in regards to this news. And obviously, there's been a history of this certain sheikh, Turkey Al Sheikh, of course, doing certain things, i.e., putting a shirt, another shirt on Mohamed Salah and stuff like that. But this is, for me, it's completely different. It's completely different because this could completely destroy a reputation. If you say things like this and they don't come to fruition, then obviously your reputation is just going to go out the window. No one's going to ever believe what you say ever again. No one's going to believe what you say ever again. If you lie, basically, isn't it? If you manipulate people will clock onto your games and they'll end up not believing you in anything you say ever again. And this is one thing I said about it this morning. Why would a person of that caliber, a guy who's the chairman of entertainment in Saudi Arabia, feel the need to do something like that? I don't think he would. Do you? I really don't think he would. And I think there could be an element of truth in this. There might be an element of truth in this. It might be a fake. It might be just attention seeking. I just don't think it is, because I just don't see how someone of that caliber could do something to that extent, when he doesn't need to. And this is exactly what we were saying earlier today. Ben Jacobs has been speaking, and he obviously there's no real journalist talking about it at the moment, but there's no real journalist completely debunking it either. There's theories, there's obviously reasons, and and people trying to make excuses for it, but there's no one completely debunking what he did, and this is significant. This is significant, and we have to understand why. Do you know what I mean? And we will find out in a few weeks, guys. A few days, a few weeks. A lot more information will come out about it. Maybe he will speak to the media. We don't know. Anything can happen, isn't it? At the end of the day, we'll have to wait and see, of course, guys. I hope everyone's doing well on the stream. Hope you're all blessed. Big up everyone. I hope you're good, guys. Good to see you all. Big up Daryl. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Come on, Turkey. Buy our club. I keep hearing this now, Sal. Brother, please, F off Glazers. Pump that oil in, brother. Pick up Daryl. Big up Daryl. Daryl wants it, and I think we all do, Daryl, don't we? We all want the oil money. I think we're left with no choice, Daryl. As I said this morning, I think we're left with no choice to have it because everyone else is getting it. So how are we going to progress like this? Tell me. Like, we need to do what they're doing. At the end of the day, you can't beat them, join them, as they say. Do you know what I mean? And I absolutely agree with this. I concur with this. Absolutely. Ephraim. Good afternoon, Sal. The meltdown from Jim Ratcliffe back in Amram is mad. The meltdown was crazy. It's absolutely, it's amazing. I know. Look, I understand, and I spoke about it this morning, but it could be for a number of reasons as well why he said that. I said it this morning. I would much rather the chairman, the owner of the football club, or partial owner of the football club, just don't say anything and just back the manager. That's all. He doesn't really need to say anything. He just needs to back the manager, of course, guys. But in regards to the takeover, look, guys, we're always going to be very excited when news comes out about a takeover of Manchester United. We've had 20 years of the Glazers. At the end of the day, it's horrible what we've been through as a football club. And it will be great if we can have a possibility of getting rid of the Glazers and getting someone in there who actually cares about the football club. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, guys. Ephraim again. Sal, if it is true, oh my God, it will be like winning the Champions League. It will, mate. Look, listen. Like we get a takeover, we get the debt cleared, guys. The Glazers out. You know what? I think a lot of us will feel a lot more confident, a lot more happy for the future, enthusiastic about the future. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I would say. Big up Ephraim, by the way. Big up, my friend. Big up, Bobby. Big up, Bobby. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Is it the takeover positive or just paper spin? It's not paper. It was written in stone, isn't it, on his Twitter? If it came from Sky Sports, if it came from Talk Sport, if it came from any of those entities there, I would doubt it. but it was on his Twitter page. 7 million followers on his Twitter page. And not only that, it was co-signed by other important people as well on the comments, if you have a look. And this is what makes me think, why would he do something like that? Because if it doesn't come to fruition, if it's not true, then that just makes him look bad, doesn't it? It makes him look bad. And you know, obviously, you know, people won't believe him anymore. People will say, well, I'm less inclined to believe that anymore. That guy, I'm not even talking about him anymore, because remember what he said about that. Remember what he said about that. And that's exactly right. And you would understand why people would feel like that. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, look, you know, we'll have to wait and see, I guess, you know. Bobby, I'll keep my fingers crossed. Me too, brother. Absolutely. Big up Danny B. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see the legend in the house. Good to see you guys. Again, big up Danny B. And big up Arresta C. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing blessed, my guy. Really appreciate you, Arresta C. Good to see you again, of course. Ephraim. Sal, the Ineos marriage, the worst thing to happen to Man. It's not the worst thing to happen to Man United. Obviously, we had the Munich air disaster. But in regards to a footballing side, the footballing side of things, business side of things, it's the worst thing in that aspect to happen to Manchester United. Obviously, Man United have not been any strangers to adversity. We've been through a lot as a football club, and this is basically what makes us the football club that we are, who we are, our identity, and adversity to the stars. I've always said adversity to the stars. You know. Absolutely. Save the boxing. Hopefully he saves our United out. Yeah, you know, I mean, I spoke earlier on about Eddie Hearn. Obviously, Barry Hearn used to own the football club. He used to be near me. And Eddie Hearn is his son. And yeah, look, let's wait and see what happens. You know what I mean? Very serious people. That's all I would say. Absolutely. I hope it's true as well, Danny B. I hope it's true as well. Absolutely. Guys, a little bit of news. You remember day before yesterday, I mentioned a player called Etta Eong, the 21-year-old Levante forward. Well, Ben Jacobs has been speaking about him this afternoon, and I spoke about him a couple of days ago. If people remember, Etta Eong, the 21-year-old Levante striker, Cameroon international, Man United have been scouting him. And guys, lo and behold, I mentioned him a couple of days ago, 3 days ago. And yeah, it's good to get a co-sign from a very respected journalist in regards to that. You know, really good to see that, of course, guys. Arresta C. How many targets Man United targeting? I heard rumors of Rafinha. I don't know. I mean, I spoke about this morning, Arresta C. I spoke about Rafinha this morning. Yes, Man United, look, if you get Man United's targets in a list, there'll be over 100 targets. It's best not to think about that. You know, Man United have a conveyor belt of players that they're going after at the moment. And many of them will not come. Obviously, we're not going to sign 100 players, but we have narrowed it down to a few. Rafinha is one of them players. Of course, Barcelona are looking to sell a couple of players here and there, of course. We're targeting too much. Big up. Yeah, you have to target before you can buy. You can't buy at the moment. It's window, mate. It's window. George, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Are these rumors credible? Look, George, look, what we would say is that the guy who wrote the tweet is credible. He's responsible for the boxing in Saudi Arabia, i.e., he's got a collaboration with Matchroom Sports, with Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Eddie Hearn, all these people in the British sporting sector. He's very, very respected in it. I think he's even got a hand in WrestleMania. And he's also got a hand in, and WrestleMania is going to obviously Saudi Arabia this year, isn't it? He's also got a hand in the Manchester United friendlies that Man United are trying to arrange in Middle East within a couple of weeks. Now, look, it could be him just playing a game. I really hope it's not, because he isn't a respected individual. He is a billionaire, and I don't feel the need why he would need to do that, if you know what I mean. And yeah, look, I guess we're going to have to wait and see, George. I mean, obviously, with any sort of thing like this that comes out, we have to take it with a pinch of salt, because we remember what happened with Qatar. We remember what happened with that, and a lot of us were left disappointed when we didn't get the full sale, Glazers out, debt cleared. Now, look, you know, I just feel to myself, why would he write that tweet, George? You know what I mean? Why would he do that? Why would he go out of his way, someone of his caliber, to do that? I know he's done other things. But those things were like a PR thing, like with Salah and things like that. This is basically like, if you're proven not to be, you're talking rubbish, which will get proven, wouldn't it? It will get proven that you're not telling the truth. Then you know what, people are just not going to take you seriously. And a guy in his position who's responsible for sport, basically the UK Saudi Arabia crossover, he's responsible for that. You know, I would say that it would be a bad look on him, wouldn't it? It would be a bad look on him. Cheap, I don't know about cheap, but yeah, look, Man United are looking to bring in a squad. Obviously, if we lose Bruno, Mainu, Xerxes, you know, we lose these players, Dallo, these kind of players are going to be leaving the football club. Man United need to replace these players, of course. So Man United are looking at the caliber player that we're looking at is players that could fill a void in the squad that don't reduce the quality, if you know what I mean, guys. Absolutely. Arasta C. Ruben Amorim needs time to improve, and I shall stick with him all the way. Absolutely. Come on, Arasta C. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Big up Amir. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you and your positivity as usual, my guy. Every single day. Big up your positivity. Now, guys, let me get into a bit of transfer news. Joby Bellingham, the brother of the Real Madrid Bellingham, of course. He's not happy at Dortmund at the moment. Apparently, his parents have been speaking to Borussia Dortmund about his game time. He's not getting enough game time. Jude Bellingham, who plays for Real Madrid, of course, obviously was at Dortmund as well. I think it was a very brave move from Joby Bellingham to leave Sunderland and go to Borussia Dortmund, as it was with Jude Bellingham to go to from Birmingham to Borussia Dortmund as well. But Joby Bellingham, which is the brother of Jude Bellingham, has not been getting game time, and his parents have been speaking about this, saying that he needs to have more game time. This is unfair on Joby, etc. Now, this has opened the door for a potential move for Manchester United. Manchester United, of course, were interested in Joby Bellingham before he went to Borussia Dortmund, guys. So we are no stranger to Joby Bellingham. But Joby Bellingham obviously would cost a little bit of money. He's just gone to Borussia Dortmund, so he would cost a lot of money. So this could be the stumbling block in regards to that. But it's the type of signing that Ineos want to do, obviously being homegrown and obviously still very young and got a bit of experience in there. My one thing about it is about players that leave football clubs and try to follow their brothers or their dad or anything. You always have to shape your own path in life. You always have to shape your own path. You have to go your way. You know what I mean? And that's what I would say. Don't go just because your brother went there. You know what I mean? I'm going to go there as well. It won't necessarily work out. Obviously, it's different times, different situations, etc., etc., etc. And I would say that the parents need to obviously get their noses out of it. And to be honest with you, I mean, it's up to Borussia Dortmund if they want to keep him on the bench or not. It's up to them, isn't it, at the end of the day? So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Hey, William, what's going on, my bro? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. Hope you're blessed. Absolutely. Arasta Sir Ruben sounds better. Big up, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Guys, hope you're doing well. Glory, Man United forever. Big up, Amir. I hope you're well, mate. I get you, brother. I get you. A stadium of hope and glory. Now, look, guys, someone brought it into me this, today about it potentially there being problems with the Regeneration project, which is why there is rumors about the Glazers wanting to sell up. I mean, look, that could be a thing. There could be a stumbling block there. There could be some difficulties there in regards to that Regeneration project. There could be some things going on behind the scenes. You know what I mean? And why would the Glazers all of a sudden turn around and say, look, we want to sell up now. We want to sell up now. I just can't see how that would happen unless the thing that kept them there, that i.e. that Regeneration project, is looking less likely to happen. Now, I still think it's going to happen, but I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm giving you an example. If this Regeneration project does not go through, because there is rumors that, it has hit a stumbling block. If it does not go through, I honestly think that the Glazers will sell out, because I think they were relying on this because they got the potential to make billions, guys. They got the potential to make billions in regards to this Regeneration project. Obviously, hotels and franchises and concerts and things like that. They got in line to make a lot of money. So the only reason I could see the Glazers setting up is if they feel like the financial pot has gone dry. It's dry, and they can't make any more money at the football club. They can't milk the cow anymore. They can't milk Man United anymore for money. So that's the only way I would see it, because I only believe that the Glazers will leave if their pockets were hit. A bit like when the Ineos came in and saved them, facilitated them and gave them a life support machine when they didn't have the money. Do you know what I mean? It is dreams, Arasta. We have dreams, and our dream is to for the Glazers to leave Manchester United. That is the dream. My dream is the Glazers to leave Man United. I would love the Glazers to leave Man United. That is my dream. I would love that to happen for the fan base, for everything. Ever since the Glazers have been at this football club, everything has gone upside down, in my opinion. They've run this football club so badly. And part of me feels like, you know what, poor Ineos, poor Jim Ratcliffe, he came in an absolute shit show, but he knew that when he was coming into the football club, didn't he? He knew the problems at Man United, and he knew we needed a full sale. We needed the Glazers out. We needed the debt cleared. He knew that, and he should have known that when he took charge of the football club, But they have really, really run this club, this football club, this great football club into the ground, you know, and it is sad, you know what I mean, to be honest with you. Ephraim, Sal, is there any truth about Maguire contract? Yes, there is a bit of a truth about it. The only thing I would say about the Maguire contract situation, Ephraim, is that he's going to have to take a pay cut, a significant pay cut. Whether he does that or not, I don't know, but I would sell him, mate. I wouldn't keep him on. I wouldn't sell him, but obviously his contract's running out. I wouldn't keep him on myself. I think we need to move on. I really do. I think we need to move on from those players that have got so much experience in regards to losing. I like Harry Maguire. I like his personality. I think he's a fantastic person. But the problem is that we need players that are new, they've got their career ahead of them, you know, because Maguire's almost finished and he's had a lot of failure in his career at Manchester United, and we need more players that have a clean slate, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? A clean slate that they can move on. Do you know what I mean? And create a new dynasty, create a new history, and create a air of positivity and winning mentality. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely, Ephraim. Big up. I hope Maguire stays. He's a good substitute. There you go. That's the difference. But big up Arastas. Hope you're doing well. George, Jude recently said in an interview that he would like to play for United in the future if he leaves. I mean, he could have signed for United, isn't it, George? A few years ago when he walked around Carrington, and for some reason he didn't end up signing for Manchester United. I think the same thing happened with Haaland as well. Haaland as well. And yeah, look, we missed out on him. And again, that just shows the incompetence of our football club. I don't think now, though, like, guys, in reality, right, I don't think if we took Jude Bellingham now, right, and showed him around Carrington, I think it'd be a little bit different. Now, obviously, we got the new Carrington there and stuff like that. When we showed Jude Bellingham and Haaland around Carrington back then, you know, it was run down, wasn't it? It was not a great facility at the end of the day. And yeah, look, I think we brought him in now and showed him around now, mate. I think honestly, I think that they probably say yes to Man United. But, you know, it just shows how incompetent we were over the years, guys. It really does. I mean, when you think about Murtaugh and Woodward and the Glazers, of course, it all boils down to the Glazers at the end of the day. Look, you know, I cannot judge people to the extent that I want to judge them or you know, or analyze them. I wouldn't say judge. I think that's a bad word. I think analyze them until I see no Glazers, you know, because everyone who seems to come to this football club seems to fall, and especially in regards to chairmen and sporting directors and whatnot, of course. Absolutely. When you talk about English players, almost 99% of them want to play for United. Absolutely, Rasta. Hope you're well, guys. Absolutely. I don't know why this is there. Sorry, guys. Yeah, sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Don't know why that is there. Absolutely. Amir become the first manager to win 50 games for Manchester United. Yep. So Amir will back the glory days. All right, Amir, got you, brother. Got you. I love your positivity, mate. Would love to know what you're taking, my friend. So peace and blessings, RJ. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. I hope Maguire leaves next season, to be honest. We need to move on from these failures, to be honest with you. Absolutely, we do. I agree with Kenny. I like Maguire. I think he's a great personality, but guys, he's 30 plus. We need to look at what the future is, you know. I would much rather have a youth player coming in than having Maguire there. I'm sorry, guys. Unless we go out there, obviously there were rumours about Upamecano. I just think Upamecano is just another Maguire, in my opinion. And I think Man United need to look a little bit further afield for a competent defender. Now, we've got Licha, if he stays fit. We got De Ligt, and we got Mazraoui. We got Yoro. We got Aiden Heaven. That's 5 defenders right there, guys. So I don't really think Man United need any defenders right now. I think the midfield is the thing that needs to be improved most of all. Look, I wouldn't be devastated if Harry Maguire stayed at Man United. I wouldn't be like, oh my goodness me, F this club, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't be like that. Because at the end of the day, I feel like we got a nucleus of good young defenders at the football club at the moment. And I feel like, you know, we're pretty sorted for the next few years in defense. However, the midfield, the wing back situations are the problems that I feel that we have at the moment. I actually feel that our attack is getting there. I think our attack is proving game by game, and I think we're going to be all right in regards to our attack. But the midfield, the wing backs need to be improved, in my opinion. Absolutely. Sal, I want to use against Liverpool. That game will be our back-to-back in Anfield. Look, I heard Paul Scholes talking today, yesterday. I think it was yesterday or today. I can't remember, anyway. It slipped my mind. But he was talking about if Man United lose to Liverpool, we're back at square one. And he's absolutely right. We are back at square one. yeah, we beat Sunderland, but there's no point beating Sunderland and we're going to lose to Liverpool. The biggest thing Man United need to do against Liverpool is avoid defeat. We need to avoid defeat, guys. We need to stop the rot, and I mean, if we win, absolutely incredible, amazing. That would be amazing. If we win that game, it would be incredible. I'll be over the moon. We haven't won there in a while, and we need to change the narrative. But as I've said it many times over the last few weeks, success wasn't brought about through comfort zones, right? It's going to be a difficult game. We know it's going to be a difficult game. We know the problems in regards to Liverpool at Anfield. We've had our problems there. We drew there last season. We should have won there last season. We had an open goal at the end. Harry Maguire missed that open goal, if we all remember. It is possible. We just need to keep the game tight. Not lose the game. Don't lose the game in the opening bloody first half. Do you know what I mean? And that's what we need to do. And I believe we can get something. Absolutely. We just have to believe. Absolutely. MB, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Bruno's lineup, a payout for himself to leave United. What a mercenary. He's about to show his fans exactly what he's really made of. If he truly loves the club, he would do what's best for the club and not himself. At the end of the day, MB Creator, what we have to understand is that none of these players are Manchester United fans. And this is where we go wrong. A lot of player FC sort of personnel, they go wrong. They actually think that these players love the football club. They may respect the football club. They may like the football club, but they definitely don't love the football club like we do. Like many of us will play for free for Manchester United, won't we? We'll play for free tomorrow for Manchester United. This is exactly what I've been saying over the last many, many years now. I don't have any affiliation with those players. I like some of those players. I like them, but I don't have an affiliation with them. I don't have any emotional attachment, entanglements, whatever it is with those players. I don't. Number one, they haven't been successful, but that's not the only thing. The biggest thing for me is that I've seen the likes of Beckhams and Konchelskis and Lee Sharps and Pallisters and Bruces and Inces and Hugheses leave this football club, Cristiano Ronaldo's. I'm not bothered about whether Bruno Fernandes leaves the football club or not. I think he needs to leave the football club. I think he does. And I said this before. I will support him all season this season. He's not going to leave in the winter, so I'm going to support him until the end of the season. Of course I am. But I do think that Man United need to move on. He needs to be replaced. He's been our best signing post Sir Alex Ferguson, but it doesn't really matter, does it? That isn't a thing at the end of the day, RJ, I have a feeling it's Qatar who could be buying. Maybe. Who knows? Of course. Woodward was the worst, bro. Woodward was terrible, Daryl. Absolutely, Woodward was terrible. But again, I would bring in the situation that we've been run by the Glazers. We've been run by the Glazers, haven't we? And we have to understand that whoever comes into this football club is going to struggle with their ownership, mate. I would say, and it's very difficult to analyze anyone properly with the Glazers at the helm, and that includes the players as well, because I do believe that they've represented a culture at this football club that is flawed. That has been the problem for many, many years now, Big up Daryl, by the way. I would absolutely love the Qatari and Ineos partnership. It would be amazing. Yeah, it would be if it happens. Trust the post sheds. Good days are coming. Big up Amir. RJ, any Middle Eastern ownership shall do. Big up, Kenny. Sal, do you think the media and rivals are scared of a sleeping giant waking up? Yes, I said it this morning. I've said it many times. They fear Man United. They are scared of Man United. The media are scared of Man United. They are worried about Manchester United, guys. They are worried about the resurgence of Manchester United. They're worried about the awakening of the beast. That's what they're worried about. Because over the last 10, 15 years, all they've done is slander Manchester United, slander us to kingdom come. That's all they've done. Do you know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I would be delighted if we were successful again. I think it would be so sweet. Because I remember back in the 90s when we were successful, in the early turn of this century, we were successful. And I didn't really rub it in the faces of anyone because I'm quite a humble guy. I don't rub things in and stuff like that. So, I would love it if it happened. And I honestly would say, guys, that if it does happen, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to love it if we beat them. Love it. And I'm going to absolutely, as Kevin Keegan said, by the way, but I'm absolutely going to rub it in, definitely this time. Absolutely. Big up, RJ. I happy if Amram say, yeah, let's wait and see what happens, of course. Guys, look, what I would say about the Ruben Amram situation, okay, the quotes from Jim Ratcliffe, I want people to put this in perspective. It could be a number of things, but there's one thing we need to understand. You could say someone is going to be staying for 3 years. You want him to stay. I saw the interview. I saw what he said, but based on current evidence. So basically what business people do, they will say he needs to be given 3 years. But if he carries on losing, the evidence will contradict that. And based on what business people do, they do based on current evidence. So if things start going pear-shaped, he's going to change his narrative pretty quickly, guys. Of course, he's not going to accept a Man United are in the bottom half this season, is he? He's not going to accept a Man United getting the bottom three, is he? So I think people need to take what Jim Ratcliffe said with a pinch of salt. I admire Jim Ratcliffe for what he said. It adds a little bit of confidence. And maybe, just maybe, it might tell those players out there that, you know, at the football club right now, that you can't down tool because, you know what, we're backing this manager. So you better back up your ideas. It does give that little bit of impression. But if he carries on losing games, I don't think that Ineos will stick by their guns and just say, no, we're not sacking him. And I don't think that. I just think we need to read in between the lines and say, look, you know what? He said he would like to give a manager 3 years. He would like to give a manager 3 years. He didn't say he's got 3 years and I'm going to give him 3 years and that's it. I mean, that's what he said. Because if it gets worse, I don't think that, you know what, you could be saying like give a manager 3 years, of course. RJ, with the new owners in, imagine if we win the 7 seasons in a row. Imagine our rivals, man. You know what? I mean, I just imagine if we won the league again, mate. RJ, I imagine if we won the league again. It would just be so sweet, wouldn't it? It'd be lovely if Man United managed to win the league again. Be absolutely amazing. You know, I mean, I'll be delighted because, you know, we've been put through the mud over this last 15 or so years, haven't we? And it will be, I mean, a lot of people saying we're never going to win the league again. There were people out there saying you're never going to win the league again. Man United are never going to win the league again. I don't believe that. I think the cream always rises to the top, in my opinion, and I think we will, you know. I have a strange feeling we'll win the league next season. I have a strange feeling we're going to surprise a lot of people this season. I'm not saying we're going to win the league. Those days are gone for me. But what I would say is that I think we're going to surprise a few people this season. I think we're going to come higher in the table than people envision, in my opinion. Absolutely. No, Amir. Tactics don't matter, Amir. No tactics on this show. Tactics are dead. Don't talk about tactics. There's nothing to do with the formation or tactics, Amir. Nothing. Absolutely not. And we proved that at the weekend. We proved that against Arsenal. It has nothing to do with tactics. Sal, do you think Kobe has a future at United? As the days go by, as the weeks go by, and he's not playing for Manchester United, I think no, because we have to understand that he wants to play in the World Cup at the end of the season. And I've said it many times, the World Cup is incredibly important for these players, you know. It's a chance to make history when you're playing for your country, you know. And I just believe he's going to want to play for England in the World Cup. And that's fair enough. And I would say the same about Xerxes as well. I think Xerxes is another one that would want to play in the World Cup. And I don't think that we should hold them back. Because obviously it's going to be at the detriment of them and their career, you know. Absolutely. RJ, we can form our league like PSG with good owners. It's scary, Sal. I hope so, RJ. Fingers crossed, bro. Fingers crossed, mate. I really hope so, mate. I really do. For our sake, for your sake, for our sake, I would love to have a successful Man United. It'd be absolutely incredible if we had a successful Man United. I'd be absolutely delighted with that. It'd be incredible. MB, did you see the suggestion that Sal that Bruno has posted that he won't be leaving in the summer and wants to stay? For those who like Walton, can he fit besides Bruno? You know what I was saying, be a creator. You know, that is the key question, isn't it? Can any player, Baleba, Wharton, Elliot Anderson, can they fit alongside Bruno? Because when you're thinking about Bruno's not a number 8, and Bruno's very ill-disciplined in the positions, you know. So I think that when Bruno plays us at number 8 position and he's ill-disciplined, he does leave the other midfielder, his partner, a little bit isolated, and it leaves open the door for the team to outnumber the other midfielder there. I just think we need to move on sometimes, MB. You know, I just feel like we just need to move on from nostalgic attitudes at this football club. We need to be a little bit more ruthless, do you know what I mean? You know, in regards to these players, because the managers come, the managers go, you know, 2-3 years, they're out the door. But these players seem to be there nearly 10 years. You're looking at, when did Bruno sign for Man United? 2018, was it, or 19? Guys, you're looking at 6-7 years minimum. You know what I mean? Like, these players, you know, underachieving are saying at Man United. And I would urge you to think about Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG. Would they keep these players at the football club? Would they? Even PSG have got rid of players, you know what I mean, who've done well for them, and they've got rid of them because they thought, you know what, the time is to let them go, you know? Big up MB creators. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. I think Barcelona will sign Mark Gui. Mark Gui is a fantastic player, by the way. And I'm glad he didn't go to Liverpool because Liverpool will be high up the table. Well, they are high up the table, but they wouldn't have lost as many games as they would have lost if they had Mark Gui in defence. I mean, obviously, people talking about him being the England captain. That would be amazing if he's England captain. Absolutely. I would like him as an England captain. I think he's an absolute rock. And I think his professionalism has shined through. I think he's a very, very good professional, is Mark Gui. Doesn't moan, didn't get his move to Liverpool, didn't throw his rattles out of his pram, just carried on playing for his Crystal Palace teammates. And that's what I like about Mark Gui. Absolutely underrated player, in my opinion. He'll be playing tonight, England against Wales, of course. Guys, absolutely. Ineos and Glazers out. Absolutely. Miles O'Reilly, this would be my dream come true, but how long would it take before they attack this potential new owner? I hope not. Peace, bro. So I'll bring up Miles. I hope you're doing well. Look, you know what? It would be a dream, mate. And all we can do is hope for the best. And that's all we can say, Miles, isn't it? And pray that everything works out in our favour. I really hope so, mate. We got some great Man United fans out there. We got you. We got all this community. We got great fans out there who deserve the best. And I don't think we've had the best. I don't think we've had the best owner. We've had a horrible owner at this football club, you know, who's basically single-handedly, their family have ripped this football club apart, you know, and it saddens me. It makes me upset and that what they've done to this football club, because this football club was always had a family atmosphere. Do you know what I mean? And now there seems to be this toxicity that surrounds this football club, whether it be whatever it is, whether it's an ex-player, whether it's the players on the pitch, whether it's the owners. There's this toxicity that has been going on for a long time now, you know, and I really hope that we get through this rut, we get through the mud, and we come out on the other side shining, you know, and we'll end up successful again. And maybe we'll win 21 again. Maybe not again, but maybe we will win our 21. You know, we'll win our 21st title, of course. Kenny, January 2020, Brent. It seems longer, doesn't it? Go, Kenny. Kenny, it seems longer, doesn't it? Oh, goodness me. 5 years almost to the day, isn't it? 5 years, half a decade. He's been our best signing post-solo, and I've got big respect for that. You know what I mean? However, sometimes you have to know when to call it a day. You know, you have to know when to call it a day and say, look, mate, thank you. Best of luck in your future endeavors. You know, best of luck wherever you go. Look, he's going to want to hang on. His whole family lives in England, right? People who know me know that I worked with Bruno Fernandes' brother for a few years at East Surrey Hospital in Surrey. Don't work there anymore, guys, so don't go and visit him, Ricardo. Right? And he's got a lot of family already there in England. People don't know that, but he has, right? Not just his direct family, but you know, cousins and brothers and things like that. His brother works in the NHS. So this is what I'm talking about. You know, why would he want to leave Man United? He's going to want to stay as long as he possibly could. You know, I'm hearing there are conflicting stories about it. I heard conflicting stories the other day that, you know what, Man United agreed a deal in principle to sell him to Saudi Arabia, with Cristiano Ronaldo being involved in that deal, etc., with a fee which reaches up to 100 million euros. I'll believe that when I see it, guys. I believe it when I see it. Absolutely. Ephraim, Sal, if we have new owners, the rivals will cry. I want to see that. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, they don't want us to have new owners. This is why they slandered Qatar, isn't it? They don't want us to have good things. A lot of the fans these days, we've caused them a lot of pain. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Barcelona need a centre-back. Absolutely, absolutely. MB, he's posting that doesn't want to leave. He knows he doesn't fit and it will hold the club back, keeping him. He's doing it for a payout, basically saying, I'm not going without it. I mean, how many mercenaries, MB? How many mercenaries have been at this football club over the last few years? I think we've been. I think we've had some of the most mercenaries in football history. We have so many of them. Luke Shaw's one of them. Phil Jones is one of them. Of course, you know, disgraceful, isn't it? At the end of the day, I just want to see Terry and Football Terrace rivals if we get Qatar. I mean, big up Terry, by the way. Much love to Terry. Me and Terry, we lived up the block from each other. But if people will know, will know. Yeah, and I'm glad to see him doing very well. Like the guy, you know, he's come from hardship. We come from hardship, proper jobs and stuff like that. And I like him. guys. I really do. You know, and you know, it's nice for him to speak about me on his channel the other day about me and Leighton and being around the corner for him with Mark Goldbridge, of course. I really appreciate that. You know, it's nice to be, you know, recognized and to be spoken of. You know, no matter how big it is, I'm a humble guy from humble beginnings. And when people mention you on massive platforms, I'm delighted with that. You know what I mean? And it does make a difference at the end of the day. I would really love Man United to be successful. I would really love Terry to write down scary Man United. That would be lovely if he could do that one day. Obviously, we're not very scary at the moment. We're a bit like a poodle. You know what I mean? At the moment. So I wouldn't say we're scary right now. But you never know what's going to happen in the future. You don't know. You never know what's going to happen, do you? You never know what's around the corner. And guys, I really hope that Man United becomes scary one day, of course, guys. Absolutely. And we'll be using those thumbnails, guys. Absolutely. Big up, RJ. I like Terry's. Yeah, no, Terry's all right. Terry's very level-headed. I know what he does. I know him. He's a very clever dude, you know, and yeah, he's a very level-headed guy. Known him for a while. Been on his show 3 times, RJ. 3 times. So you just need to type down Stretford Post and that a long time ago, 2019. Oh, those days. It's a long time ago. It's good to see him doing well for himself. Absolutely. It's not an easy game, this game, guys. You do get a lot of idiots. You do get a lot of people making accusations about you, manipulating people, saying bad things about you. You have to deal with that. And this is what it is. And it's a tough industry, a very tough industry, because at the end of the day, I read thousands of messages a day, right? So it's very difficult. I wouldn't say 1,000, 100. I'm exaggerating there, guys. Sorry, I'm adding a little bit of masala onto that. So I read hundreds of messages a day, right? And it's very difficult to answer every message in a way that I feel like will make everyone happy, because you can't make everyone happy. And I think this is the thing with this content creation thing. You can't make everyone happy. You know, you have your feelings. I have my feelings. That's life. We're human beings. People have differences of opinions. People are raised in different ways. You know what I mean? And that is the way life is sometimes. And I think people tend to lose that, you know? And when I'm reading this, I try to be as objective. I try to be as fair as possible. Even if I agree with 99% of someone's comments, if they say something that I don't like, I would say it. And it's difficult to do that. And that's why I applaud all those guys there doing their thing and absolutely smashing it at the moment, of course. Ephraim, Sal, we will break records for the mercenaries of players. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Bubba Flossie, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Sir, would you be seen in more channels collabs? Bubba Flossie, yes. Speak to Terry. Speak to them. I will go back on their channel. I will go back on Mo's channel, Hussam channel. Love them all. I will be on their channel anytime they need me. You know what I mean? I would say Bubba Flossie, the legend Bubba Flossie, by the way. I see you everywhere, Bubba Flossie. Don't think I don't notice. I notice. Yeah, look, you know, yeah, I would love to. Should tell them to get Stretford Post on there. And, you know, look, guys, I mean, I'm available anytime. You know, Mo calls me sometimes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And Hussam, obviously, no, I'm close to those guys. I'm close to it. Terry haven't been on this show for like 5 years. I think it's about time I went back on his channel, don't you think? Yeah, I think I need to go back on his channel. Yeah, absolutely. You need to get the originals absolutely back in there. Absolutely. Big up, Bubba Flossie. It's good to see you again, my friend. Sal, you deserve 100 subscriber. Big up, 100,000, I hope. Subscribe. Big up you and Kiricho. Good work. Thank you so much, Ephraim. It's nice to see good messages. It's nice to see good messages. It's nice to have people like you in the stream. It's really good because at the end of the day, look, I don't have 100,000 yet. I will get there, God willing. I will get there. And you know what? We're going to be on this journey together, guys. We're going to be on this journey together. Some may fall off. Unfortunately, that's life. But we will be on this journey together and we will keep progressing together as a team, of course, guys. That's what we are. Kenny, sure, in July, August 2014. My goodness me. 11 years. 11 years. It's crazy, isn't it, at the end of the day? Look, Kenny, when Luke Shaw came into the football club, I was a big fan of Luke Shaw. I thought he was one of the best left backs in the world. Unfortunately, he had that terrible injury and it was horrible. It was a horrible injury. It's one of the worst injuries I've ever seen, apart from the one that David Buss. If you remember David Buss, he was a player who played for Coventry City during the 90s. He had the worst injury I've ever seen. Even Peter Schmeichel had to run away with his hands over his face. You know, yeah, the short injury was terrible. You know, it was horrible. And but we can't use that as an excuse, you know, because it has been 11 years. You know, and we are not a charity at the end of the day. We've had great players who play for this football club. Ruud van Nistelrooy had a very serious injury. He came back. And you know what? He became a hero at Man United, folklore, of course. Did you see Insecure? Is about. Did you see how Insecure Usam is? I mean, he's funny. He's funny. He's funny. He's an entertainer, man. He's funny, and I like him. And I think he's got a good opinion. He's very intelligent. Very intelligent opinions on him. I can argue with him all day about Liverpool, Man United. He doesn't want to. As soon as I start, they cut me off because they know I'll come out with the bang, 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 bang. Like, it'd be an onslaught. You know what I mean? So, that's what it is. And but yeah, I love going on their channel. Love seeing those brothers, of course. I love seeing them. And best of luck to them, of course. Bubba. Also, would you see you at many channels as possible and hope our club's good times are back? It would be lovely, Bubba Flossie, because we've been through a very, very difficult time. Every time I've been on other people's channels or I've had people on my channel. Of course, I've had loads of people on my channel over the years. I've had people from AFTV on my channel. I've had Jason McAteer and Tony Cottee, ex-footballers, and people like that, of course, And every single time we've spoken about Man United over these many, many years, it's been negative, and it would be lovely, just lovely. We've taken a little bit of it in regards to the FA Cup and stuff like that, but to win the league, for Man United to win the league, for something amazing to happen again, it will be incredible. It'd be amazing if we can do that again, guys, one day. RJ, Mo, and Hassan, we don't like them. Not for everyone. Not everyone is everyone's cup of tea, I would say, RJ. Double leg fracture shot. Yeah, it was a double leg fracture. It was a horrible one. But I would say, I'm not discounting that. It has been a long time since that happened. It has been a while since that injury happened, that unfortunate injury happened, wasn't it? It has been quite a hot minute since that happened, isn't it, guys? Absolutely. And I like Luke Shaw, but we can't trust players that have been there for many, many years, mate, now, and sacked various managers, which he has. He's been through all of them, apart from Moyes. Roy, big up, Roy. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. What happened to Aiden Heaven and Cheeto OB? Cheeto OB is still in the youth team, the under-20s. He's still there. Heaven, I don't know, Roy. I don't know, mate. Heaven needs to play. That's my idea. That is my opinion. I've been saying it. I don't know what else to say about it. I think Aiden Heaven should play for Man United more. I think he's better than Luke Shaw. Unfortunately, the manager picks the team. If we go to Anfield in a couple of weeks, God, it takes so long. This international break. If we go to Anfield in a couple of weeks and we win with Shaw, with Bruno, with these players, I think you as well as everyone else will be celebrating, won't we? We'll be happy, mate, won't we? We'll be delighted. I just don't trust those players, mate. I don't trust those players. I really don't, A7K, big up, my friend. Hope you're doing well. As long as Glazers and Ineos are in charge, nothing would change. We are still in debt. We need new owners, ASP, and debt-free. Absolutely, ASP. I couldn't say that better myself, mate. Absolutely. Kosovo against Slovenia tomorrow. I think. Big up. Where are you from, RJ? Where are you from? Let me know. It's England Wales tonight. Home derby, as they say, is it? Glazers and Ineos out. Yes, all day long, my friend. Sesko, big up. Yes, Sesko is going to be playing for Slovenia. So you're not from there. I forgot. So he plays for Slovenia. Big up, yeah. Hopefully he scores. Hopefully he scores, mate. To trust the bench more, to change the game. Sal, do you think Amrin needs to trust the bench more? He needs to trust his youth players a little bit more. That's what he needs to do. He needs to trust some of those players because, as Alex Ferguson said, you've got to trust the youth. They seldom let you down. They won't let you down, guys. RJ, South Africa. Big up the South Africa family, my friend. Big up Johannesburg. Big up Cape Town. Big up all those lovely places, guys. Much love to South Africa. I get a lot of viewers from South Africa, by the way. Lots. And one day I'll visit there. One day I'll go there and visit there and see, all the subscribers. It'd be absolutely fantastic. Maybe we get to 100,000 one day. We can do that. Of course, we can arrange that. Of course, guys, that'd be absolutely incredible. It'd be absolutely amazing. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, guys, I really appreciate every single one of you all around the world, guys, all around the world. We're on four corners of the world. And what unites us all? Football and Manchester United. That's what unites us all, guys. That is what it's all about at the end of the day, guys. That is what it's all about. Tommy Ghost, what's going on? Sal, the Butcher is back. I hope he plays against them. Apparently, he's going to be back after the international break. That would be great news. It's so under the radar how underrated Licha Martinez is and how important he is to Manchester United. You just need to scroll back to that Liverpool game last season. You just need to scroll back to that game and just realize how important that guy is for Man United. He dominated that game. He was brilliant in that game. You know what I mean? I hope we don't rush Martinez. I think Pep rushed Rodri. Yeah. That shows that exposed Pep a little bit, the Rodri injury. I think the Rodri injury exposed Pep a little bit. I think it made him less respectable in my eyes in regards to one injury, and the whole thing comes tumbling down. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, absolutely. Yeah. Look, this is the thing, isn't it? This is the thing. Do you think Pep rushed Rodri? Yes, I do. Did you see? Yeah, and this is one thing about the hamstring, right? This is the one thing about it. Ryan Giggs had this problem with the hamstring. Ryan Giggs had to go into yoga to combat his hamstring problems. In Ryan Giggs' early days, he had lots of hamstring problems. Do you know what I mean? Lots of hamstring problems, and and it's going to be a problem going on. Kenny, did you see United trade tweet? Man said, yeah, I quote tweeted it, Kenny. I quote tweeted it. Anyone who thinks they want Liverpool to win 21 rather than Arsenal. Look, I don't like Arsenal. I'm from London, guys, originally. I don't like Arsenal. Arsenal fans are unbearable. But I would take the banter. I'm not weak. I would take the banter. I would take it on the chin. I'll let them talk. I don't want Liverpool to get 21. No true Man United fan wants Liverpool to get 21. That's our heritage. We knocked Liverpool off their pedestal. It's bad enough that they've leveled it. I know they've only won 2 Premier Leagues, but I'm talking about leagues in general, isn't it? It's bad enough that they've leveled it, let alone, getting 21. That's just the end then, isn't it? They've already got more Champions Leagues than us, No to 21. Absolutely. Big up, Kenny. Big up everyone, of course. Big up everyone. Guys, yeah, I'm thinking of doing another show, but I'm trying to think about how to do it. I want to do a panel show. I do want to do a panel show. I want to get people on the show. I used to do it a long time ago and stuff like that back in the day, but I used to just interview people like in the industry and footballers and things like that. I will go into that. Obviously, I'm trying to be unique and being original in my content, and hopefully that will come through, I really appreciate every one of you who come here and every single day. I really appreciate everywhere. You don't need to do that, and I appreciate you. And we're going to carry on growing together, guys. That's what it's all about. No chance I want Liverpool to win. Ephraim, no chance I will want. Yeah, absolutely, Ephraim. No, I don't think any real Man United fan would want Liverpool to win. Absolutely. I don't know how anyone can go on Twitter. Even, look, guys, let me just say something, right? Even if you think it, even if you want it and you believe in it, why did you go on Twitter and say it? Why? What on earth do you gain from that? What on earth do you gain from that? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what you gain from that, guys. Absolutely not. I mean, he obviously wants interaction. He obviously doesn't mind. He obviously doesn't want to be respected in the Man United fan base. Have you seen his streams? It's like watching paint dry. I think someone handles his Twitter. I don't know. But yeah, look, I have no hatred against the brother. I have no hatred against the man. But never, ever go on Twitter if you claim to be a Man United fan with a massive platform and say, you want Liverpool to win the 21. That is just disgraceful for me. It actually annoyed me, you know what I mean? Because obviously I am a Man United fan. Sal, do you think Salah's done? Nope. I think he's lost his form. That's it. I don't think. I think without Mohamed Salah, Liverpool have 0 Premier League titles in 35 years. Absolutely. Bobby, Trey does it for clicks. He does, I think. I think so, Bobby. He does, mate. It's better City wins it again. Yeah. I would prefer them Liverpool. I would prefer none of them. I would prefer Villa. I would prefer Chelsea. I don't want any of them to win it, to be honest with you, guys. Absolutely. Guys, absolutely. RJ. Salah always turns up against us. He does. He didn't. Did he do it last season? Did he score against us last season? I can't quite remember, but yeah, he does. Absolutely. I got you, Bobby. I got you, brother. Jassim is the only proper choice. MU from 1970. Big up, well-known, unknown. Well-known, unknown. Well-known, unknown. You're known for being unknown, isn't it? That is what it is. Does that make sense? Can you be known for being unknown? I don't know. Sal, Flex is mad because of Amran's backing. I think sometimes people make it. Look, I've met Flex. The guy, he's a click merchant. He's like, I would call him a bit of a, I mean, I like him. Look, it's his opinion, man. And I'm not going to downplay his opinion. He does, his channel, they do overreact, and they do it. You know, they are one of the worst in regards to click merchants. They feed into the narrative so that they do not upset the people up the top, which is basically Ineos and the Glazers. So they would say anything against the players and this and that, but they won't say anything which would potentially harm their chances of being in press conferences and kit launches and things like that. And I've been saying that for a while. Surprise, surprise, he scored a pen. Surprise, yeah. I mean, every time I look at my phone, I see Mohamed Salah, and I look further right, I see a bracket pen. Guys, absolutely. God. Big up, well known unknown. I'm gonna get used to that one. Well known unknown. Well known unknown. Big up, my friend. Big up everyone in the house, bud. Big up the community. Big up the community, guys. You know, I really appreciate you. Not flip flop flex. Flip flop flex is the one I invented, isn't it? Flip flop flex. I invented that, Kenny. Again. Look. Look. I don't even think he's a flip. I think what he is, right? He's the sort of guy who will have an opinion, and he will say, "Oh, what? I can't have an opinion now." But when you go against his opinion, he gets defensive. The hypocrisy is mad. Anyway, best of luck to them. I don't like United. I don't. It's a bit like watching Judge Judy, watching them. The problem is most of our fans are a shite gym bootlicker. That's the problem, mate. It is a big problem, unfortunately. Not most of them. I wouldn't say most. I'll say a minority. I don't like Beth from United, and also it seems that she's a bad mood. I don't like talking behind people's backs. Nah, there's no point doing it, RJ. Look, I've never met her. I've met Mark. I like all of them. And one thing I would say about life in general, guys, is that not everyone is going to be your cup of tea. And that's what I would say about it. You're not going to meet everyone in life and get on with them. And you're not going to see someone and like them automatically. It's just the way we are as human beings, isn't it? But one thing I respect is I respect hard work. I respect graft, and I understand how difficult it is to build a platform like this, and to do things. It's difficult, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. And that's what I would say, I have no affiliation to anyone. I'm on my own. I do my content on my own. Guys, I have my wife, and that's all I have. Like, you know what I mean? And I build my content on my own. I don't have loads of people backing me up. And we're continuing to grow, and I really appreciate that, guys. Absolutely. No other top club will put up with our owner. Absolutely. Absolutely. As a judge, it is like, you know what I mean? And Owen's a judge. Kenny, United view is like watching Arsenal, U-shaped. It's like watching Pulis ball. You know what? United view are the Pulis ball of content creation. In the purest form of content creation. Look, they can invite me on the show. They never do it. I've had Dev on this show. Dev's a legend. Guys, but they could do whatever they like. They can say whatever they like. I don't really care. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you've got to be a little bit real with yourself and stuff like that. I think you've got to be have a personality, guys. That's one thing people forget about these streams and these content creators. I see some people out there, no names mentioned. I see some people out there who come on their channel, on their platforms, right? And they sit there and they're like, well, I read this article the other day. You know what I mean? And it's like they bring up these spreadsheets. I call them the spreadsheet content creators. And they bring up these spreadsheets and stuff like that. I feel like I'm in my BTEC exam. And it's like, and they're like, oh, no, look, 25%. I'm like, oh, my goodness me. At the end of the day, let me tell you something, guys, about these things. Let me tell you something. It's about personality. It's about personality. You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, by the way. Yeah, that is not how it works. But it is all about personality at the end of the day. I think Hansi Flick could be in trouble if Barcelona continues to struggle. I agree, RJ. I agree. Barcelona, they're one of those teams, no holds bars. They're ruthless. They're absolutely ruthless, Barcelona. And if you don't win a few games, you'll get the sack. Wasn't Hansi Flick? He was the talk of the town only a couple of weeks ago, wasn't he? He's the guy. Oh, Hansi Flick. Look at me. No hands. No Hansi. You know what I mean? He was one of them guys, wasn't he? At the end of the day, guys. Man. You know, and he's going to be sacked. That's how fickle football is, guys. That's why it's refreshing. Is it refreshing that Jim backed Ruben Amorim? It's refreshing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's refreshing. Angie at Forest. I told people about that, man. I told people about Angie Postecoglou. People said to me, no, you've got to give him a chance. You've got to give him a chance. I told people this Angie Postecoglou rubbish, he's not going to be doing anything, guys. He's going to flop. And here we go. Lo and behold, flop-a-medio. Flop, flip, flop, flop. You know what I mean? Arnie flop. Sal, some channels say, like, the channel, it is a disgrace. If you do not like, it's like begging. Some channels say, like, the channel, it is a disgrace. If you do not like, it is like begging. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, it's nice to be nice. It's nice for people to smash a like on their videos and things like that. I admire that. It's nothing wrong with that. I don't beg. I never do. Even if I got on with someone in the past and they fell out with me, I don't care. That's life. You know, and that's what I would do. One thing I would always do is I'll always stay true to myself. Do you know what I mean? Because I know, as you know, that there are some, you know, there's some people just come on here to, like, just be hating and stuff like that. But that's just life, isn't it? You know, but it's nice to be nice, you know. RJ, Caicedo carries Chelsea to me. That's what a good midfielder can do. So yeah, I think now you're going to have to start putting Caicedo, guys. I know it hurts me to say it, but you're going to have to start putting Caicedo in the world-class bracket. You have to start putting him in the world-class bracket now. Kenny, it's bad hilarious when United fans were saying Angie Ball a few years ago. I mean, oh my goodness me, mad, isn't it, mate? Mad. I mean, it just makes me even more annoyed, Kenny, that we lost to him in the Europa League final. It just makes me even more disgruntled and really annoyed about it. Do you know what I mean? RJ, 40 minutes for Blaber, maybe. I hope he finds form. It's up to him, mate. It is really up to him what he decides to do, you know? It is up to him, mate. It is. And we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see, guys. We really do. Yeah. You know, we'll have to wait and see. Because at the end of the day, his professionalism is being called into question, isn't it? You know, and obviously that's obvious because he's not performing. So who do you prefer, Rice or Caicedo? I don't know, mate. 50-50. 50-50 for me. Adam Wharton. Adam Wharton. That's what I'll say. I prefer him. I want him. I want Adam Wharton. That's who I want. He will be the better one for me, in my opinion. He will be the better one, guys. He really would. Adam Wharton for me. Yeah, all day long. Rice is an 8 for Arsenal. But yeah, look, you do remember, like, guys, Declan Rice started off as a defender, you know. Orozco, captain of under 17. He's so good, Sal. Did you see how he plays? Yeah. I know him. I know him how he plays. Very good. But what I would say is that if he comes when he comes to Man United, obviously, I want to see these players given an opportunity in the League Cup and that. When we're back in the League Cup, of course, I want to see them given an opportunity in the cup games. That's what I want. I want to see them given an opportunity because when you think about the likes of the players that we brought into the football club, Kone, Obi Martin, they're not getting enough football time. You know, Diego Leon as well, guys. A lot of us, and even me, were excited about Diego Leon. We were ecstatic about Diego Leon, you know, and now he's not even played a game, not even played 5 minutes. I saw him in the under 20s. That's about all I saw him against the team that they played, the out of contract players. It was the out of contract players that the under 20s played. It was quite good actually to watch that. Saw Musa play and stuff like that. Another very, very talented player is Musa, of course. Absolutely. Guys, I really appreciate every single one of you. Absolute legends. And let me tell you that right now, right? And please don't forget, guys, if you're in the stream and you're watching me, don't forget to smash the like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That would be helpful. Thank you so much, guys. The aim is still to get to 20,000 subscribers by the new year. And we move on from there. People think it ends there. It won't end there. It will keep carrying on, guys. Absolutely. And we carry on growing as a community. And that's what it is at the end of the day, guys. Absolutely. Guys, look, really appreciate it. Ephraim. Sal, the Academy comment from Searching Reactive is concerning. I have to read it again, mate. I've forgotten what he said. Big up. I saw Leon and Cunha linking up well during a friendly. Yes, By the way, congratulations to him. Bremo scored against Mauritius, by the way. Just another one. RJ, Sal is great as well. He's been compared to Pedri, mate. He's been compared to Pedri. So you make up that what you will, guys. Absolute. Guys, absolute legend. Thank you so much to the members. Again, really appreciate you. Thank you, everyone who's joined in with the conversations tonight. Really appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great evening, morning, night, wherever you are in the world. I've nothing but love for every single one of you. Guys, and please don't forget to smash a like on the way out and subscribe to the channel. Put your notifications on as well. I know you never know when I go live, isn't it, guys? Really, really appreciate it. Guys, take it easy. You are the originals. You are the best, guys. And don't forget to subscribe, guys, on the way out. Take it easy.